Most developers fail before they even write their first line of code. Not because they can't program, but because they're building a house without a blueprint. Today, I'm stripping away the mystery. Whether you're a solo dev or a junior architect, this is the definitive roadmap to take an idea from a napkin sketch to a live, scalable application. Let's build. Software development isn't a straight line, it's a cycle. But to get it right the first time, you need a workflow that balances speed with stability. We're going to break this down into 4 critical phases: discovery, architecture, development, and delivery. Grab your coffee, you're going to want to take notes on this. Phase 1. Discovery. The biggest mistake is falling in love with the solution instead of the problem. Before touching a keyboard, ask, what pain point am I solving? If you can't define your core value proposition in one sentence, you aren't ready to code. We translate problems into user stories. This defines the scope. Scope creep, adding features midway, is the silent killer of projects. Stick to the minimum viable product, or MVP. If your app is a car, the MVP isn't a wheel, it's a skateboard. It gets the user from A to B. Phase 2. Prototyping. You don't start with code, you start with paper. Low-fidelity wireframes allow you to fail fast and cheap. If the navigation feels clunky on paper, it will feel clunky in React. Map out the golden path, the primary sequence of actions a user takes. Now, we move to high-fidelity tools like Figma. Here, you define your design system: colors, typography, and components. Why? Because consistency saves time. When you eventually code, you'll be building reusable components, not one-off buttons. Phase 3. The tech stack. Don't just pick what's trendy. For the front end, are you building a SEO-heavy site? Go with Next.js. A highly interactive dashboard? React or Vue might be your best bet. Your stack should be a tool, not a religion. In the engine room, you choose your backend and database. If you need rapid prototyping and share logic with the front end, Node.js is king. If you're doing heavy data processing, look at Python or Go. For data, start with PostgreSQL. It's the Swiss Army knife of databases. Warning, do not over-engineer. You don't need Kubernetes for a to-do list. Start with a monolith. It's easier to debug, faster to deploy, and cheaper to host. You can decouple into microservices later when you actually have scaling problems. Phase 4. Development. Set up your version control immediately. Git is your safety net. Create a main branch for production and a develop branch for features. If you aren't committing often, you're doing it wrong. Architectural tip: build a PI first. Define the contracts between your front end and back end. This allows both sides to work in parallel. Use tools like Postman or Swagger to document these endpoints so there's no guesswork. Don't just write code that works. Write code that communicates. Use descriptive naming and the single responsibility principle. A function should do one thing and do it well. Remember, you're writing for your future self, who will be very grumpy in 6 months. Phase 5. Quality assurance. Testing isn't a luxury, it's a requirement. Start with unit tests for your core logic. If your pricing calculation breaks, your business breaks. You don't need 100% coverage, but you do need 100% confidence in your critical paths. Integration tests ensure your database talks to your API correctly. But the ultimate test is user acceptance. Watch a friend try to use your app without explaining it to them. Their confusion is the best bug report you'll ever get. Phase 6. Deployment. The "it works on my machine" era is over. Use platform as a service tools like Versal or Railway for your first launch. They handle the infrastructure so you can focus on the product. The goal is to get your code into the wild as fast as possible. To stay professional, set up a CI/CD pipeline. Every time you push code to GitHub, an automated process runs your tests and deploys the app. This removes human error from the equation and allows you to ship updates with confidence. Once it's live, the work doesn't stop. You need eyes on the inside. Use logging tools like Sentry to catch errors before your users report them. Monitoring traffic and performance tells you when it's time to upgrade those servers we talked about earlier. Now you've reached the post-launch phase. This is where the roadmap loops back. Take user feedback, look at your data, and start phase 1 again for the next feature. This is how a project becomes a product. It's a living, breathing entity. Software architecture feels overwhelming because we try to see the whole mountain at once. But if you follow this roadmap, discovery, prototyping, stack selection, and iterative deployment, you aren't just a coder anymore. You're an architect. I've put together a 10-point checklist based on this roadmap. You can find the link in the description. If this breakdown helped you see the path more clearly, hit that subscribe button. Tell me in the comments, what's the biggest hurdle in your current project? Let's solve it together. See you in the next one.